we are now live and recording. So, what we used to do with the In My Ass podcast, as it's titled, is we would plug in some speakers, hook it up to a phone, and play copyrighted music.
Okay.
And I think I got the perfect setup right here. Right?
Yeah, that works.
And this works. And then it would be an intro like, welcome to the In My Ass podcast, playing copyrighted music since 2017. Happy New Year. Yeah.
Yeah. that definitely works.
All right. Now we have to get into our podcast voices, which are like, we have to change our personalities. We have to be bright and bubbly and happy and talk about things as if we're not human.
Okay. I forget the name.
Ben Shapiro?
No.
Steven Crowder?
NPR. I gotta get into my NPR voice.
NPR. I get that.
It's like, okay.
That requires you to be slightly sensual to the mic.
So, today,
yes.
What are today's topics?
Today's topics have to involve the realm of politics. Let's open up.
Have you heard anything about any new developments with CRISPR these days?
I'm sorry,
CRISPR.
CRISPR.
You don't know about CRISPR?
I don't know what that is.
Let me enlighten you on CRISPR. If only I knew what CRISPR was, I would love to enlighten you.
I'd love to enlighten you if I knew what the fuck we were talking about.
Yeah.
Politics is something you can't get away from in early 2018, right? It's like you know the way memes and Logan Paul memes at this point.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
So you were red pilled recently.
Was it?
Yeah. Do you know what that term means yet?
Yeah. I'm not sure it's what you're referring to.
Most people would say, like, as soon as somebody watches a remotely conservative viewer or like conservative creator of content and remotely starts to think, oh yeah, that person has a point, they're red pilled.
Oh, okay.
And it's kind of a meme at this point.
Yes.
In the like political realm. But like, I mean, it's weird to see, like, I don't know, I didn't know your political ideas at any point before this.
Yeah,
so,
I never really had anything too specific. I never really thought about these ideas, because every time I would think about these ideas, you'd just see a bunch of people going back and forth and at each other's throats.
SJW cucks.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
alt-right Nazi scum.
Exactly. So like I was
no in between.
I kind of try to avoid all that stuff.
Yeah.
But eventually you got to start making these decisions, and I don't know. It's up to you.
Yeah, it's like, if you ever wanted to, you could just totally ixnay that whole shit and just be like, I don't fucking care anymore.
Yeah.
I was like borderline with that when it was to the point where like people would text me and they'd just be like, hey, how's it going, man? And I was like, oh, it's good, it's Saturday, I'm feeling my vibe. And then suddenly they're like, by the way, what do you think about the fucking turmoil in the Middle East? It's like, the Syrian refugee crisis, that's some shit, isn't it?
What's your take on the Palestine-Israel conflict?
It's fucking annoying. It's I don't know. I can't be anti-Jew and I can't be
Muslim.
Oh, no. Fucking, it's
Muslim.
The Muslims are... I can't do Donald Trump.
No,
It's too airy.
That was great. The
Muslims? The Muslims are...
That's great.
This is how Donald Trump talks. Duh. Give me money for satire. That's my Seth Meyers impression. No.
Seth Meyers.
He hosted the
the Globen Goods. The Golden Globes, yeah.
Yeah, and he immediately came out the gate with a lot of very politically charged comedic lines that everybody was making a stink about, that I saw on the tweets, on the Twitter.
Yeah. Let's pull those up. Yeah, I did not see the Golden Globes. I didn't catch it.
It may or may not be trending any longer.
That was yesterday.
Yeah,
that was yesterday. It's
yesterday.
Whatever.
Oh, here's something that's actually still going on. Trump Tower is on fucking fire, apparently. I don't know if it still is, but at the very least this morning it was ablaze on the top floor. somehow on the top floor. I assume it's an assassination plot. That or Trump was just chilling there and he left some lasagna in the oven and just fucked it up. It's my favorite.
Some golden lasagna.
Oh my god. And he said nothing about it. I'm he says something about every fucking thing. I mean, why wouldn't he? Oh my god, this gif. That's
Is that Harvey Weinstein?
It's a gif of Harvey Weinstein rubbing Emma Watson's nipples.
Love Emma Watson.
Yeah, for real.
But yeah, you know, it's funny. Last night I was watching old Jimmy Kimmel videos. I'm not a big fan of Jimmy Kimmel, but I decided to watch.
I get in those trends too.
Jimmy Kimmel videos.
It's like 3 a.m. and you're just like, why the fuck not?
He was doing a spoof, and he was bringing in as many famous actors as possible. And one of the actors that he brought in, or not actors, but one of the famous people that he brought in, happened to be Harvey Weinstein.
Oh.
And it was, you know, it was delightful to see Harvey. It's just he's a nasty looking dude.
He's a fucking. Have you ever listened to the audio of him trying to seduce that foreign model?
No, I've never.
It's the most hilarious, uncomfortable thing I've ever heard. She has like the audio on her. She's like, "Why do you want? Yesterday I came and it was like it sucked." And he's there like, "Please, I promise, I won't do anything. Just come back, please, please, please." And then she's like, "Why would I? You touched me yesterday." He's like, "That was I promise, I won't. Just please come in. Just please come. But I won't. But I want you here, please." It was so clearly like, "Please come in." And then as soon as she would come in, he would, now please just let me rub a little bit of something, please." It's one of those horrifically sad things.
He's like one of those like lonely, like loser type guys.
Yeah.
That just tries to force himself onto women, and
I found it hilarious just to listen to. It was just like so
sad.
It was
almost.
sad. But I mean,
he's
you look at the nigga and it's like, what other tools does he have?
Yeah, he's got nothing. He's got nothing else going for him. So I mean, I'm not trying to say that it was a good thing.
No, it's a horrible thing to do. But I understand the thought process in his head. It's like, dude, fucking look at this mass of flesh that is the lower half of my face. I need to have the ability to have a bargaining chip. And so I will invite the hottest women alive to my bedroom and promise them fame and fortune if I get my nut. I mean, if you're any kind of business-minded person, that's supply and demand, right?
It's the art of the deal.
It's the art of the deal. The 80s is just, it was a beautiful time of just, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't there.
We need more banter. We need more.
Okay. Need more wit. Need more wit.
Yeah, something funny and witty and smart. Something like your mom gay.
Your
memes
mom.
or something.
That's what we want.
What do you think about memes?
What do I think about memes? Like, should I like go deep into?
Yeah, go deep into the science and discussion of memes, like that Richard Dawkins book about the study of the meme.
No. Gee, man, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm not the best one to talk about memes or go deep into memes because I don't create memes. I just look at them and laugh at them.
Well, I mean, there's such things as meme connoisseurs.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
People who are just able to like look at a meme and taste it like a fine wine and just tell you.
Yeah.
4chan 2008's very.
Dude, I'm definitely. You can't beat the classics like Rage Comics, right?
The trophy, the that one. That was classic.
Why You Know is my favorite, I think.
Why You Know?
Yeah, go for it.
Why you
On the spot. Let's make a meme.
Why you know
What? Yeah.
pussy?
There you go.
Yeah.
There's comedy. See, now you're a meme connoisseur.
I'm a meme creator.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually created a couple of horrendous memes on iFunny, like I think everybody did in freshman year.
No, I definitely did not create memes for the reason that like I knew I would be absolutely horrible.
I wanted to make memes that were like ironic takes on like those Facebook share if you follow God.
Yeah.
Dislike for
Satan
joining Satan's army. Some people probably were like feeling like I've been awakened now to the plight of Christ and that he died on the cross for me. And so my crusade for him is to get as many likes and follows and shares for the sustenance of his frail Jewy body still in the tomb. How did he move the rock?
I mean, he's the son of God. He can do whatever he wants. If he wants to move a rock, he'll move.
Could he have wanted to not die like a little bitch?
No, but I mean, he had to sacrifice himself. You know, because so it was said in the prophecy.
Isn't there like the story of him like walking in the desert and like talking to God and being like, "Yo, can I like not do this shit?"
Well,
Isn't that like an actual story?
There's the whole Lent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lent is the 40 days.
Yes, where people are like, "I'm gonna abstain from something."
You give up something for Lent, something that's kind of important to you, I guess. And then on Fridays you don't eat meat, right? That's the thing. It's like a type of fast, I guess.
That's weird.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, so strange.
Whatever. The whole purpose of Lent, right, was, my boy, JC, he went into the desert, for these 40 days, and he was tempted by the devil.
Oh no.
A few times in the form of, I think, a snake. That's his usual. It's his go-to. I think I might be getting this wrong. It's been a little while since I read the Bible, right? I don't think I've ever read the Bible beginning to end.
I've never read anything in the Bible.
I mean, I definitely have back in my like religious days where I was like, I mean, I don't want to say I don't know, whatever. But anyway,
yeah.
Yeah. So he was there, and the devil was like, "Hey, man, you know."
Exact words.
Yeah, and he's like, "Hey, man."
And the devil setteth upon him.
Hey, man.
Hey, yo.
wanna be bad?
Up,
wanna be bad with me real quick?
You wanna do some bad shit, my nigga?
Yeah, do some bad things. And he would just like try and tempt Jesus to do things to test God, right?
Yes.
He's like test your dad, test him and be like, yo, if he's a god, then he'll do this, or if you're a dude, if you're the Messiah, do this. And he was like, nah, dude, I'm gonna just chill for 40 days. Let me rock. And he was like, but come on, do something. Make God do something for you. And Jesus was like, nah, dude, I'm good. And he didn't do anything. I forget the reason why he did it for 40 days.
Why is the number 40 so significant in the Bible? That's how long it rained for the floods in Noah's Ark time, right? And then there was like that.
Sure.
40 days. Sure. And then didn't the Jews wander the desert after what's his face? Moses. And like
parted the Red Sea
and then drowned that his brother.
What was that rage comic? Like a boss? I forget what was the pose? Was it hands on the hips?
No, it was like
was it arms?
No, it was arms just out like this.
Oh yeah, like a boss.
Like a boss.
Yeah, there you go. 2010? Something like that?
Yeah, around that time, possibly even before.
Dude, Jesus and Rage Comics.
Jesus and Rage Comics. That's a good title. That's a good title. If we can keep talking about that topic.
Yeah, if we stay on it for a while. I mean, I could. When I talk to Jesus, I can talk my church days, my upbringing.
Church days, yes.
My upbringing in the church, dude. I've been going to church.
Many molestations.
Yeah, no, man. I've yeah.
Too edgy.
You can't talk about this. You can't talk about molestation in the church.
I don't want Man doesn't want you to.
I don't want to relive those moments. No, but yeah, I've been going to church since I was a young boy, little boy.
A young boy.
A young lad.
Sounds like a species.
A young boy. The
young wild boys. Young boy. David Attenborough's voice narrating.
In whose voice?
David Attenborough.
Oh.
Planet.
Yeah.
Planet Earth.
Planet Earth. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I've been going there for years. It started off with just me being there, going to church, going to mass, reading the book, learning the Psalms and all the things and the prayers and all that. I had CCD class. I'd go to Sunday school, spend an hour every Sunday at class learning about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and just praising the Lord. And I mean, eventually, as the years went on, I'd become more and more involved. I became an altar boy. That took up, I think, from age 8 or 7 up to like age maybe 16.
Jesus Christ.
I've been grinding. You know what I'm saying?
I never knew there was so much. I think it's because every church that I went to was either a super church or ghetto as hell.
Okay, yeah.
So it was like, there was never like a regular old style church where you would go in, and plus it wasn't like, that's like a Catholic church, right?
Yeah, it's a Catholic church.
And my mom was she's like, born again Christian.
Oh.
And those are like, I don't know, they always have weird, I don't know, they're also similar to me, but
there's always
the way I
something
grew up,
weird about it.
Yeah, the way I grew up was like, I would be like 5 years old and she's like, okay, we're going to church, and I'm like, Mom, it's Friday evening, why? And she's like, we're going. And then we go, and it's like some like 50-year-old Hispanic dude who's only like 5 feet tall, and he's standing at the front. I used to think that all you needed was an old dude with some Jesus words in him and a bunch of people who are like, I got a Bible, sure. And then like there was a place on Neptune around where Fernando lives, like,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And it was like this old building, and my mom would just drag me there.
Oh, there? That's
yeah.
where you went, okay.
And then you go inside, and there was like a decent amount of pews and stuff. There was another one on Mermaid. You know that fried chicken place?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, that steeple place. We used to go there, too. And that one was really hood.
Yeah, no,
and
they have mass outside some days, where they just sit on the sidewalk, and they got the speaker, and there's people testifying in the middle of the street. I mean,
I have very, very vague memories of that time. I don't know if I used to go all the time. I don't know how the timing must have been for me to have so little memory of details of it, but still have a lot of memories of being there. And it was clear that I didn't want to be there, and nobody else wanted me there. That I would just walk around the pews, and like I would climb onto a pew and lay down and just be like, this is fucking bad and boring. I don't like this.
Never did.
It was like, I wish it was entertaining. I was so unentertained. But it's also because like they didn't give a crap, because it was either like moms with their little 4-year-old kids, or like 99-year-old women. Me and Jeremiah used to go to one that's in this building on the 5th floor. Pastor Anthony, very good guy, and he also has like 1 or 2 Rottweiler mixes or something like that, or like, and they're like pure black dogs, and I think they're Rottweilers because they're giants. And they just walk out, and it's like, I go to Pastor Anthony, and he's so peaceful, and he's like, peace be with you, and then his giant arm is just holding on to this death machine of a beast,
like foaming at the mouth.
Yeah, we would go to his house, me and Jeremiah, when we were like 9, 10, and he would hold sermons from his house, even at his own time, on like access, like public access
like
television.
Joel Osteen?
Yeah, and he used to just go on, and my mom, when she couldn't make the trek to go down 4 flights of stairs or take 4 stops on an elevator, would keep her spirituality up by watching him on public access television from his living room. And he had 2 speaker setups. And I remember vividly once that we were in his room, we were in his place, and he had a bunch of the kids there because he was trying to anoint us or something weird. I don't know what the hell he was doing. But he would basically just come over to you, have the microphone in his hand, and like this, and then he would put his hand on your head, and he would have vivid convulsions. If I do that, if I hold the microphone, how he held the microphone, everything's gonna spike, and then the audio's gonna die. But he would hold it, and he would tap our heads, and he was like, we were like one after the other, so we were standing next to each other like this, and we were all like in a line. It was like 6 of us kids,
Sure.
and I only knew Jeremiah, and he came over to Jeremiah, and he grabbed his head, and he was like, and he was like fucking going in.
All
And
right, yeah.
Jeremiah and I open our eyes, look at each other, and we're like, fuck is he doing? What is he doing? And we're dying of laughter. He does it to me, and we're audibly just like snickering. As soon as it's over, both our moms grab us and just do that Hispanic mom. She's like, what the fuck's wrong? What's wrong with you? Like low key though, like really low key.
Yeah, of course.
And we were just like frightened. Like we thought he was joking with us, dude. We thought he was like playing a game with us, but no, he was a
Blessing.
conduit of God
Yeah,
at that moment
he was...
and blessing us. And God's power was so strong that it made him just like all that shit. And it was like, that's when I was just like, I don't understand this. That was, like, even back then I was just like, that's so strange.
It's because you're a sinner. I mean, that's probably what it is. Well, here's a little thing.
I am the Antichrist.
Well, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing I learned in CCD class, right?
CCD?
Yeah, it's just church school. In church school, I learned in church school.
Christ condemns devil.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Exactly.
Spot on.
Mm.
So the thing I learned there was, everyone is born with original sin, as you know. If you did not know that.
Oh, I have many a sin in my body.
Well, you're born a sinner.
Oh, of course.
Right. Because of
I was
Adam
a baby.
and
I
Eve.
was doing cocaine all the time.
Don't poke fun. Okay. Everyone is born a sinner.
Of course.
And so how they did it was how they represented it at the school. When I learned this, I was like 9 maybe younger, and it was like, so basically the representation is you're born with your back turned to God, right? Because that's the original sin. Now every time you sin, you take one step further away from God. So the more you sin, the further away you are from God.
Is there a certain number of steps until the game is over?
Oh yeah, 14 is the limit. Yeah. You can only sin 14 times throughout your entire life.
Oh my God.
I mean,
I've long passed that threshold.
No, and I think it was like if you repent or something, you can take back a few steps. And
I think I've taken 14 steps away from God since the beginning of this podcast. That's one per 2 minutes so far.
But I'm so close to God that it's like uncomfortably close.
It's like I know that nigga by his first name.
Yeah. It's God.
Hey yo, Yah. I call him Yah. Other niggas call him Yahweh. But we tight like that.
Nah, we cool. We cool. Me, we cool.
Me and Jah. I call him Jah because it's like that's his nickname from college and shit. You know.
Me and his son they're like real close. Like we grew up together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know.
You know.
JC, that's my nigga.
That's my homie, man. He died for me. He died for me, man. I'll never forget that.
Jerusalem gang for life. We hold that shit down. Just starts throwing up fucking gang signs and shit.
Stars of David with my hands.
Is that physically?
I don't know. Yeah, that's a slur.
That was that the sound of your knuckles cracking trying to do it?
No,
I just heard like a
I mean, I don't
sound.
know. I was doing the cross, right? You do a little cross. There you go. That's it. Make a cross with your fingers.
I don't know. I never went to like. I think I went to Bible class or whatever at one of these rundown places on like Mermaid one time, and we were up there and they were just like, stand here. Here's the Jesus thing. Move over there, because there were only like a limited number of seats, so like kids were standing around and they were just like wandering, and I was just there like, what? I was just like an animal, like a fish in a tank, just.
You know what I think might perhaps blow your mind about my Sunday school was that you get grades for that, and there were like parent teacher conferences.
Really?
Yeah, that was the thing that happened. Yeah, so you'd get your grades and they'd bring you in. They'd bring in the parents and they'd be like, hey, your son is doing really well in class. He's passing all the tests because there were tests. We had books like little workbooks, like study books, whatever. They have all the lessons in it, and he knows all his prayers. He knows how to say the act of contrition. whatever. All these
Contrition.
Yeah, that's a good prayer. I don't.
a good one.
I've unfortunately forgotten the act of contrition. I know other prayers.
You've
though.
fallen from the grace
No,
of God.
I have not. I have not. I will repent. I will,
40 lashes. Self-flagellation.
No, it's like
through the streets.
No, it's like 12 Hail Marys or something, and then I'm good.
What the hell is a Hail Mary?
It's
I don't know what that is.
All right, so
the longest time.
let's say you're down by like
you're down by 13 Jesus points.
No, you're down by like 7 points.
You're right on the cusp of the threshold.
And you're like nowhere near the end zone. You're pretty far. You're like more than halfway away from your end zone.
The way you're talking to me right now is like trying to explain Japanese.
So what they
using
do is
Chinese.
So what they do is so you say hike, they snap the football to you, right?
42.
And you take the ball and you throw it.
Yes.
And your whatever guy, your wide receiver is sprinting down the field, and he's like going the length of the field, and this pass is long, and it's like going like 100 yards. You've got that's a hail. You're throwing it. It's a Hail Mary. It's like, please let this ball get into the end zone, and your wide receiver catches it and goes into the end zone, and that's a touchdown, and you tied up the game, and it's not over.
I know less now.
It's halftime now, and
it's halftime.
This is and
no.
Now you're in the locker room, and you take a knee and you pray, just like Tim Tebow did when he prayed back in the day. Football.
Taking a knee in football has changed its meaning drastically.
You know what? Yeah.
It used to be a nice universal celebration of victory. Now it's a sign.
That's a thing. Yeah. Every time you'd win the game, the whole team would just take a knee on the field. That's a thing.
Well, for Tim Tebow, it was a sign of like.
Well, because he's a good Christian boy.
Yes, I remember when he was a meme. Tim Tebowing.
Yeah. He plays baseball now, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
Michael Jordan on him.
After one of his games, he's not in like the major leagues. He's in the minor leagues. It's like,
of course,
because he's not that good to be a professional, I guess. And apparently one of his fans got so excited when he saw him. He had a seizure. Right? That's not. I don't know what's funny about that.
I'm sorry.
So someone had a seizure.
So
whatever.
Tebow took a knee, and then the man miraculously awoke.
Let me get to it. So the guy was having a seizure, and Tim was like, "Oh my gosh!" And he went up to him and grabbed his hand, and they prayed, and he prayed. He said a little prayer, and the
man died because that's how science works.
No, and he stopped seizuring.
He stopped seizuring.
Here's where I accidentally deleted the context to the beginning of our conversation about school.
The gym used to be so rowdy and a lot bigger back then because we were like half our size than we are now.
Happened in the 6th grade. I wasn't there.
Yeah, it was like,
unfortunately,
because the dodgeball teams were like the size of an entire grade because it would have everybody play. So it's like, oh, let's have all 90 kids play dodgeball at once.
45 on 45. It's all good.
Yeah, so like you would have a row of like 20 kids that were all running around playing, and then there's like 30 of them just sitting up against the wall, just chatting like they're like right up on the front lines. But like they're like the backup in like wartime. So you can hear like the going off in the distance, but these niggas are like 30 or 40 feet behind, just like chilling and smoking and shit. That's how it always felt.
The grown adult teachers that would, participate in just beam dodgeballs at 10-year-old faces.
Those were scary times.
Yeah.
Like, they knew even less then than they did when we graduated from that school. And that's a terrifying thing.
I mean, I can go all day, dude. I've got some
about the Jesus.
I can Jesus all day, man. I was in the choir, dude.
Jesus.
Dude, the choir, man. Those were some times, man. That was a bond. That was a bond.
Mm. My church has never had choir.
Oh, dude.
It was literally preaching to the choir.
Shout out real quick to my boy Bob, the choir director. Great dude, Robert. Good old Robert.
Robert, the choir director.
Bob, the choir director, who I think is probably crazy, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Do elaborate.
Well, I mean, so he's like a he's got a huge like gut, right? He's just got this like massive stomach, and over the years it's only gotten larger.
The best personalities are stored in the stomach. Those big dudes.
Yeah, and he's got like, he's just like a creepy white dude, right? Like there's like no other way to say it. It's, you know, he's got like the glasses, and he'll smile at you with like.
Is he bald or like balding?
Like he's balding.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
that's a prereq.
But he's got an amazing voice. Like he's a creepy looking dude, creepy sounding, right? What he would always love to do for the choir thing was like make impersonations. His go-to was like the lion from The Wizard of Oz. That was his go-to. He's like, put him up, and he was like doing like he was always like
put him up.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm so good.
Yeah, you're great.
Yeah.
So
Every time I do an impression, I just take my voice and lower it, and then like subtract like 30 IQ points.
Oh, look at me! I'm the lion from The Wizard of Oz.
Look at me! I'm Donald Trump. This is my Donald Trump impression. Put him up.
No, but
God no.
Yeah, no, but he's like a creepy dude. And he's just like a kind of cringy almost.
Oh yeah.
Scary, but like in the sense that like I feel like if he could, he probably would touch a kid, but I don't know. I mean, if given the chance, but I don't want to go to. He's a cool dude, I guess. But you know, but all that aside, when he would sing, it was just like a completely different person. He has a great voice, and
he has a beautiful angelic voice.
Yeah.
God.
But you know, as of the years have passed by, right, and he sings in mass. Sometimes, what I love is he plays the organ,
yes,
or he plays the keyboard sometimes, depending on the song, right?
Stylish.
And he's the choir booth or wherever.
Yeah.
So there's like the altar, which is like in the front of the church, and all the way in the back of the church, which is also it's a weird setup. The altar is technically, I guess, in the back, but they call it the front. But the entrance is in the back. You enter the front, but when you enter the front,
God
you end up in the back.
Ways. I don't know.
It's a weird. I don't know. Whatever. So he's like in the back of the church, in like this like little booth, kind of like up in the air.
In the air.
Like a balcony. Okay. That's what I was trying to say. I couldn't think of the word.
Yeah.
Balcony. He's in a balcony, so that's where he'd be. And he'd have this organ, but like, you know, sometimes when he'd play, he'd mess up or something. So he'd just like be playing.
Did you see like?
And it just
shit. Fuck. Fucking bullshit.
No, you wouldn't hear that, but especially back in like the youth choir days when I was in the choir, obviously the microphones weren't like they didn't turn off. They were always on. So there's a bunch of kids up in the balcony, and obviously kids are gonna start talking, and you just hear Bob, and he's just like, "Be quiet." But the microphone is on, so it goes out through the entire like church. You just hear a grown man yelling at like kind of like whispering at kids, like trying to make them be quiet. Be quiet. It's like, shh, be quiet, be quiet.
He's like, God. Oh my God. I was imagining something like, just like he messes up. He's like, oh, damn it, dog. And then he's just like,
he's like, Jesus Christ. And then it's like, oh.
Or like when there's a poorly filmed thing and like the microphone for like what's being filmed is also like in the camera.
Yeah.
And people will like do work, and then you'll just hear like the and then just like the deep heavy breathing of the cameraman.
But he just mess up, and there are times where it'll go for a while. Like he'll like hit the wrong key, and once he hits that wrong key, everything just falls apart. He just completely forgets how to like play the piano.
It's like how upset, like when I try to play certain things, and I mess up, I just like dun, 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 and I just hit the keys. It's like,
and he like desperately tries to get back, and like he'll eventually figure it out, and he'll sing, and he'll just go back at it. But another great thing that happens sometimes is, you know, his voice cracks.
Oh.
And so like he'll be hitting like this beautiful note in like bass, and then just just voice would crack, and
that's how you know there's passion in it, though.
But as a kid, I'd hear that and I'd be hysterical laughing. Right? I can't control myself when I laugh. So I'd bust out laughing. My brother is obviously there, so he's gonna laugh. So there's like two kids and
just sitting.
And my mom would love to sit in the front of the church.
Of course.
And so I'd look up at the altar and I'd just see the priest, and he'd just be looking at us, and he'd flash me a look, and I'd look away, and I'd be like, I'm sorry, Father, for I have sinned.
Did you ever do a confession?
Of course, you have to.
You have to.
Yeah, that's a part of like, if you want to do your communion or your confirmation or something, which you have no idea what those things mean.
The communion is where you eat the wafer cookies, right?
You eat the body of Christ and you drink his blood, first of all. Okay?
It's a cookie and wine. It's cookie and... It's not even dessert wine. It doesn't go with it. That's fucking weird.
No, it doesn't pair well.
Doesn't pair well?
Yeah, shut up.
Red wine because it's blood. Who's to say Jesus' blood was red? He was Messiah. What if his blood was the color of dessert wine?
It's like
Did I just ruin your entire...
His blood was like the color of rosé or something? Like a pinkish almost kind of blood or something? Or was he a nice white? A Pinot Grigio?
It's like a can of like Pinkarita or something like that.
Pinkarita?
You know the margarita stuff that comes in the can?
Limerita?
Limerita, yeah.
He's getting green blood. He's like an alien. Well, that is a theory.
Have you watched Ancient Aliens?
That is a theory. That's a theory, yeah.
That's the theory for the entire Bible, that like aliens were like constantly around us thousands of years ago, and they fuck shit up so often that we had to write it down. Like
I mean, how else would the Egyptians make the pyramids, without modern
Because black people aren't... Because, as we all know, Africans are...
Go ahead. Go for it.
Inherently flawed. Like all humans. All humans are inherently flawed. No, it's not. It's too... You gotta pull that edge back a little bit. Save it for the...
Yeah, we're gonna lose a ton of viewers
save it for
because of this, right?
For the episode 50 special.
The episode 50 special where we just say a bunch of flat out racist things about people.
Yeah.
I personally think we just need some more crusades, dude.
Crusades.
Yeah, I think
those are a personal favorite meme of mine.
I mean, like, if you have an American crusade, right, where the Christians take back the country,
the Iraq War,
right? Christians take back the media, dude. Christian media, that'll be the day.
That's my favorite thing.
Bring back. Laugh. I mean, I think the thing that we need to bring back.
Veggie Tales.
You beat me to it. We need Veggie Tales back. I think.
I think I have a Veggie Tales DVD in there.
I most definitely do have a Veggie Tales DVD.
I used to love the I used to have the one of Jonah, and the whale.
Sure. Oh, okay.
That one was my personal favorite. There was another one. No, it might have been the same one. It was like, cause the little Clementine-looking one that had like no eyes.
Clementine. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. I don't know his name. I forget.
He had like a kind of racist Hispanic accent.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
My nigga, and he was like a little pirate.
Have you ever seen the Pirates Who Don't Do Anything? Classic VeggieTales film.
Yeah. I think that's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There was a whole thing where they were like pirates, and I used to love that
Pirates
one.
Who Don't Do Anything. They were performing in a show. It was Larry.
The cucumber.
Yeah, Larry.
God, what is my voice?
The cucumber Larry.
Yes, Larry the cucumber.
Yeah.
They couldn't have any like alliteration, like Charlie the cucumber.
Cumbersome. The cucumber.
Cumbersome the cucumber. Is he very... Hold up. Let me just Google what the fuck cumbersome means.
You don't know what cumbersome means, dude? Yeah. I want to tell fun church stories. I haven't got the chance to tell fun church stories.
If you don't mind,
yeah,
I have one.
Sure.
I have very limited numbers of church stories, but I do have one. Cumbersome means large or heavy, and therefore difficult to use or unwieldy.
Yeah.
So he is a...
Yeah.
So he's just a burden on everybody. Yeah. Cumbersome the cucumber.
Exactly. Nobody wants Cumbersome the cucumber around.
As far as I remember,
that's... Yes.
As far as I remember, that's kind of Larry's...
Larry.
That's kind of Larry's actual character. Wasn't he just like kind of a jackass to people? Kind of.
What was this? What was the thing? Those little bit what they did with Larry? Was it songs with Larry or something like that? And then
They had a song where they said "yo ho," of course, right?
Sure, I mean, yo.
I mean, that's like
ho.
that's like a prereq when you.
I mean, that's
do pirate
pirates.
stuff.
Pirates say arg and yo ho and matey and. I don't know what else, but I don't know what pirates do, dude.
They say give us all your money.
No,
or we'll rape
booty.
your women.
They want your booty.
Oh, they want your booty, all right.
Yep. Of course, I mean, you gotta bring it there, right? I'm trying to keep it. I'm
If
trying to keep
pirates-
it PG. I'm trying to keep it kosher.
Oh, yeah. I see. But I don't know if you ever did this, but when my mom changed going from these ghetto churches out here, when she was like, "Oh, I found a new church. I'm going to. It's really good."
I've been to one church. My church is Our Lady of Solace. It's always been my church. I've never changed it. I mean, I've gone to mass in other churches, whatever, but Our Lady of Solace is my parish of choice.
Parish.
Yeah.
Of choice.
I've gone to several different ones. I know a couple priests in other ones. Shout out to Father Frank in Long Island.
Father Frank, he's
got massive hands, and he'll just talk with his hands, and his hands are just massive, and he'll just like fling them around like they're nothing. But
do they create like
huge hands?
Do they create a gust of wind like owl's wings?
But like he'll just like talk, and it's like Jesus, 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 and fling his hands all around, and it was just like he's got massive hands. That's the only thing I know about Father Frank is he's a white guy with huge hands. Anyway, your church story.
We stopped going to those ghetto churches, and this is when I was like 12, 13, 14, 15. Those entire years, it was sporadically on and off. And I actually had a good 6 months where I became born-again Christian level devout, which is like, oh yeah, 20 minutes after I get home, I'm like, Jesus, Jesus, and then later on, I'll just watch some YouTube video that's like, has bad words in it, and then I'll be like, aha, oh, and like feel bad about it later. But that was the only time. My mom back in like 1997 bought my brother an Extreme Teen Bible, and it had all annotations and shit. And like, it was funny because one of the first things that I did years later when I fully became very like an agnostic, atheistic kind of person was go through that and try to see like their ideas.
You were led down the path of sin. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
One of my first things that I did years later was I looked up. They were like, "We have the answers to all your questions, and we can tell you in a nice hit way, radical." Because it was from the '90s, and it was like, "What about being like gay or bisexual or whatever?" And I would go to the page, and all it would say is like.
No.
Sometimes they were blurbs like, what do I do if I like feel tempted? And like it'll be like, oh, see this passage, and then it'll also have a blurb like, well, if you're feeling tempted, everybody is yada yada yada. And this one, it was just like Leviticus, just read it. And then I go there and I'm like, oh really? And it's like, no man shall lay with another man, lest ye burn in a sea of flames. And I was just like, well shit. I now I see why you couldn't like
come out and
be all hip 90s about that, you know? But I digressed so much. We went to this giant church in Queens called, like, I think it was just, like, the Misfits Church.
Corpus Christi.
So it was this massive, massive arena, like, Joel Osteen type thing, but only, like, half. You know Joel Osteen's giant-ass tabernacle that he does?
I know.
Perform at? It was, like, half the size of that.
Continued in part 2.